Hey friends, I gotta tell you, this show is coming with a warning that watching this episode might ruin your favorite show for you. If you've ever looked around and thought, this isn't normal and it sure isn't biblical, you're not alone. And guess what? You're not crazy, you're discerning. That's why I wrote Truth Bombs and Grace Grenades, a bold, unapologetic book for believers who are done being silent while the world screams lies. From gender confusion to political idolatry, from woke theology to spiritual apathy, we're hitting it all straight on, straight up, and backed by scripture. This isn't a rage-fueled rant, it's a rally cry, a wake-up call to stop apologizing and start boldly living out the gospel. Whether you're a new believer or a disillusioned disciple trying to find your footing again, this book is for you. It's packed with truth bombs, grace-filled strategies, and practical tools to help you speak truth with love, raise warriors, not worriers, dismantle lies with biblical clarity, and rebuild with grit, grace, and gospel power. The culture doesn't need more compromise. It needs courageous Christians. So if you're ready to push back against the chaos with bold faith and real truth, grab your copy of Truth Bombs and Grace Grenades on May 6, 2025. Let's shake things up with truth and grace. Okay, this week we're talking about why everyone on TV and in movies are so miserable. And what is it doing to us? First, welcome back to Coming Out Christian, where we dig into faith, truth, culture, and occasionally ruffle a few feathers here and there. We always do it with love and usually a little bit of sarcasm here and there. So I want to share with you something that has been sitting with me for a while now. And it started just as this weird little twinge while watching TV. It was like a few shows here and there. And I don't watch anything like extreme, nothing violent. I actually watch mostly comedies. So just keep that in mind. But something didn't sit right with me. It just wasn't feeling right. And I finally pinpointed what it is. These characters are all miserable. They didn't like their spouses. They rolled their eyes at their kids. They hated their jobs. They felt stuck in life. And the thing is, it wasn't just temporarily, like it was permanently. And what shocked me more about it was that no one ever really got better. Like there was no redemption. There was no resolution of anything. They all just seemed to coast through the chaos and just settle for it. And at first I thought, it's just a show. But then I started seeing that same vibe over and over again. And now I can't unsee it. And I started wondering, like, is this just modern storytelling or is there something deeper going on here? And I promise you, I'm not coming at this from a perspective of like a critic shouting from a soapbox. I'm coming at this as someone still learning and growing, probably just like you. And so I ask a lot of questions and I wrestle with these things. And this happens to be one of them because I'm obviously not like a Hollywood insider. I am a writer. So as an author, I completely understand the elements of a story. Like you literally cannot tell a story without these certain pieces, characters, setting, plot, conflict, theme, resolution. And conflict is especially essential. It's what drives the story forward. And it's what gives characters something to overcome. Without it, there's no arc, there's no growth, there's literally no point. So I'm not here to bash shows for their having broken people or messy lives. That's actually a great starting point of every good story. But here's where I started to feel that unsettled feeling. In so many of these shows, the conflict never leads anywhere. There's no breakthrough, nothing. There's no transformation. There's no healing. There's no redemption. And the characters stay stuck. And sometimes they spiral even deeper. And we're supposed to just call that realism. It doesn't sit right with me. And of course, I have some examples for you just to kind of give you a reference of what I'm thinking of. And most of these shows are comedy, which is my favorite thing. There's shows like older ones like Married with Children, who, the whole show is about the dysfunction of this family. Shameless, talk about a train wreck family with no resolution. No one ever redeems themselves in this. Breaking Bad, just a pure descent into evil, which was masked as ambition. Again, powerful storytelling, well written, incredibly acted. I don't want to take away any of that from these shows, but what I'm getting at is that there is such an overwhelming, consistent theme of people who never get better. And this one pains me to even include in this. The Office, one of my all-time favorite shows, one of the rare shows that I have watched more than once. But there's, these are people who are quietly hating their jobs and they never really escape the cycle, right? But here's the thing of it, that cycle has become so common that we've almost stopped questioning it. Like, we've accepted that misery is the norm, that no one really changes, and that family and work and faith, they're all just punchlines now. But scriptures paint a different picture. Romans 12:12 tells us, do not be conformed to this world, but transformed by the renewal of your mind. And in John 10:10, Jesus says, I came that they may have life and have it more abundantly, not superficially, not temporarily, abundantly. Obviously, that doesn't mean that every story has to have a happy ending. But if all the stories we consume end in apathy or hopelessness, we have to ask, is this shaping how we see our own lives? Because media doesn't just reflect culture, it forms it. I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy. There is always hope. And I mean, literally, there is hope. Thankfully, not every show or movie follows that dark, dead end formula. Some stories, probably even a lot of stories, still show growth and faith and family and actual hope. I'll tell you one of my favorites, for example, that actually surprised me, Young Sheldon. What a sweet, great, wonderful show that shows family tension, love, and even spiritual wrestling. And it shows real conflict with a meaningful resolution. I've been told that Blue Bloods is another great choice, traditional family that eats dinner together and talks about moral issues and navigates life with conviction and heart. So that one's on my watch list. Also, there is The Chosen, which, yes, I am very well aware that there is controversy about that one in the Christian community. Make your own choice. I'm enjoying it. I'm also reading my Bible very regularly, so I can see where things may digress a little bit. It's all good. Watch what you want to watch, obviously. But there's plenty of programming out there that can balance out. And again, I'm not telling you, I would never dare tell you what to watch. I'm just suggesting that we all watch with a little more discernment and watch how we feel after watching these shows. Most importantly, if we stay grounded in truth, not trend, and support stories that offer light in the darkness, and maybe, just maybe, start telling some of those stories ourselves. That is a huge goal and part of my mission in my own platform of what I do. And I'm trying to be so much more conscious of the content that I put out. If I'm being salt and light, or if I'm just feeding into the frenzy, and I don't want to be that person. So, I'm very flawed. I do not have it all figured out. And I am so grateful to you for being on this learning journey with me. And I hope the things that I'm learning as I go along are helping you in your growth as well. I'm so grateful to you for being part of this journey. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to follow, like, and share, subscribe, depends on where you're watching the show, but any and all of those things are greatly appreciated. Take care, guys.
New episodes every Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Don't forget to follow.